The song that describes your life right now.
Authors of forever. Like, we are born on our own and we die on our own, and we're here to make meaning of what happens in between. That's my life.
What's going on, Opecast? Today, I have a very special guest. You're going to be able to see her in Hell's Kitchen. That's going to be at the Fabulous Fox. I'm here with Roz White, who plays the role of Miss Liza Jane. Off camera, I was just telling her how I've had mentors when I was younger. When I was 16, I worked at a nursing home, and I became a friend with a lady named Mary who passed when she was 102, and she helped shape my perspective on life, right? Like, she lived 100 years, and she would always tell me to live it to the fullest. This thing is fast. A century, you know?
Wow.
And so, like, seeing you up there and the role that you play, I don't want to spoil the show, but you all will see she's a mentor to Allie. And this is a show that I think some people may go into it just, they know it's the Alicia Keys catalog. They may feel like it's just going to be a concert, but it's way more than that. Like, you got all the songs you love, but the story is something that resonates with everyone.
That's right.
And so I feel like I'm just taking up all your time. I mean, but it's I left inspired, and
Good.
I know people will. But how does it feel to be part of this production?
It's amazing. I feel very honored. I feel like this was literally placed in my hands. I spent 2 years on the road with the Tina Turner musical, playing a character that people hated.
Mm-hmm.
So it's great to be in a show with a character that people love. Miss Liza Jane represents the best of all of my teachers wrapped all into one. I have so many great influences from since I was a 3-year-old in preschool, learning just the basics of singing and performing to graduate school. So they've all poured into me in different ways. I had one teacher that told me that I wasn't going to get any juicy roles until I was in my late, my 40s, and I'm 55. So, and here come the juicy roles. So she was right. I was angry with her at the time because I was like, but what happens
What about
in
now?
my 20s? But what happened in my 20s was I was able to learn and study and learn from the greats, singing with Yolanda Adams and touring all over the world with her, and now she's playing Miss Liza Jane on Broadway. So,
Wow.
and we got a chance to talk about that and hug it out. It's an incredible gift. Being in this production is a gift, and it's not hard because it's my life. I've been a teacher and I've had great teachers. So that plays into, and the community is really important for helping to strengthen young people. We can't do it on our own as parents. We need the help of teachers. We need the help of mentors. We all have to work together to make sure these young people make it. And when I say make it, I mean just in life, not necessarily becoming a star. Just so happens that Alicia Keys is a very gifted pianist and a very gifted songwriter. And so an idea that she had 15 years ago is now living and breathing through all of these amazing, talented people that I'm working with. And I get to pour into them and they get to pour into me. So like I said, it's a gift.
And it's a full circle moment because about 20 years ago you performed with Alicia Keys. Is that correct?
So we were both on the Oprah Winfrey Show.
Winfrey, yep.
I was singing background for Yolanda
Oh,
Adams,
there we go,
and Oprah was introducing the world to Alicia Keys, this phenomenal 19-year-old who's playing and singing and has these cornrows, and it's like really relatable to that time. I remember right before I got the gig with Yolanda, I was working at a record store, and that album came out, Songs in A Minor, and we sold a lot of that, and I just knew it. I was like, this kid is something special, and look at this, we're here and we are in the same room together, and I'm singing her songs nightly, and it's just incredible, absolutely incredible.
Now let's talk about mentors. So what I love about the show are, I don't want to spoil much, but like just the projections of the people before you. So maybe that's not spoiling, maybe that's just pointing that out so you can focus. But as you're mentioning all these icons that had laid the groundwork and being able to show people like, hey, this is possible. Off camera, we were talking about like Sir Duke from Stevie Wonder,
Yes.
The Cowboy Carter tour from Beyonce this summer, of how they're showcasing, hey, we're here, in 2026, but like, don't forget about the decades, the generations of folks that allowed you to get to where you are. And so you do owe, I see it as a responsibility, all of us, we owe it to pay it forward. Now, do you have, I know you mentioned you had a lot of mentors throughout your life. You're about to get on, you're going on stage. What are some of the things that you've been told, whether you're having the best day, you're having the worst day, because you're going in front of 4,500 people. What are some of the things that have stuck with you over the years?
Well, one of my main mentors was Mike Malone. He is the co-founder of the Duke Ellington School of the Arts. So here we go, already with names of icons. Mike Malone taught me discipline, focus, intentionality, honesty, never cheating a moment, and being just real with yourself, and using whatever it is that's going on in the work. So if I've had an interesting day, well, just so happens that Miss Liza Jane is having some interesting days too. And so that plays into the work. But I also look into the eyes of my co-workers. I do not cheat. I don't look at their forehead. I don't look at their chin. I'm looking in their eyeballs because I want them to know that they have my support. And when I tell you that these kids carry me, they really, really do. When I'm sobbing on stage because it's emotional, they hold my hand and they pat my back and they're like, so I think right before I go on stage, I ask that everything that I've been taught comes through me when I go out there. And like I said, Mike Malone led me to meet Ron Himes from St. Louis, who put me to work for many years. And Ron as well, he helped me learn about discovery and doing something that you've never done before and taking risks and taking chances. All of that goes into it. Life creates art and art imitates life. So it's just a cycle and we have to move through that and let our emotions not overtake us, but let them fuel us. So yeah, that's what I think about before going on stage and, making sure that I am tuned in. I want the audience to know this story. I want them to fall in love with this character. I want them to fall in love with Allie and root for all of us to be better by the end of the show. So yeah, I'm thinking about that too.
There were certain lines where I'm like, oh, sit. I need to fix my posture. I gotta sit up, and I'm like in the audience, like you do that. You're it's beautiful. You're commanding our attention. Now you mentioned you did mention St. Louis there. So obviously we're going to be at the Fabulous Fox here in a few weeks. You spent from the time of 1994 to about 2014 at the St. Louis Black Rep. First question on that one is like, how was that time and what did you do there? And then the next part of that would be, what are you looking forward to most about going back to maybe a second, third, fourth home?
Yeah, I would definitely have to say St. Louis is a third.
Because
I'm from DC and I lived in New Orleans, but St. Louis is absolutely one of my favorite places. I get very excited because I have many friends. I'll be also performing with one of my dear friends while I'm there, Chuck Flowers. We're going to do a show called Take Two, where we're doing some little standards and everything, so hopefully people will come out to that.
Where do you know where and when?
You know what? My brain is full.
I'll look at that.
But Chuck Flowers, Roz White, Take Two.
Okay.
If you look that up, it'll come up. So coming to the Black Rep right after graduating from Howard, was incredible for me. I got to do a show called Tell Me Something Good. And that show was extended and extended and extended. There was several runs after the first run that I did, but that show opened the door for me to go and do Dreamgirls on tour, the national tour. And then I came back to the Black Rep and did Guys and Dolls, where I played Adelaide, traditionally white musical, but I got to play, this quirky, great character, and all my militant attitude at Howard, not wanting to learn anything but black musicals. But then I get cast in this one, so Ron Himes opened up doors. I got to play Mahalia Jackson at the Black Rep. I got to do a wonderful tribute concert where I worked with Sandra Reeves Phillips, and I recently worked with someone who said that I reminded them of her. She's a legend and a diva. So yeah, my time. And then I get to do Black Nativity, which is one of my dear productions to my heart, with the Black Rep as well. So so many productions there. My time in St. Louis has always been fun. I love music. I love the blues. Denise Thomas is one of my favorite performers. I performed with her many times. Wow. Kim Massey. Like I could just name names all day long
Yep.
of St. Louis icons that I love and appreciate. And I just love the town. I love the arch.
Yep.
I like go down there and fan and take pictures like like a tourist. I love the town. There's a good energy in that town. I love the park. I love the museum. Everything about St. Louis. Even thought about moving there a couple of times. So yeah, it's just a great town. Ron Himes is an institution within himself and really poured into my life. I can't say enough. When I was going to get my master's, the woman who inspired me to do that was writing a book about black directors and interviewed me about Ron Himes. And so, right, so all the 6 degrees of separation, every time he's ever, said something encouraging or been there to support things that I've done, he's come to see me over the years in shows. It's just incredible to keep having that relationship. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of the people that I love and just being in a town that I love too. And this show is very impactful, and I know that the St. Louis audiences will eat it up. I know they'll love it.
Now, this is the first run of the show, and it's going to be in St. Louis for the very first time. What can people expect?
Expect electrifying choreography. These kids are dancing their butts off, and expect a deep-rooted story that has history and that there's humor and there's just sassiness and and a young girl trying to find her way in the world. And so yeah, and there's a couple of F-bombs too, so make sure you warn the kids that might but listen, it's all relative. Everything is real, and it's a real life story. I visited Manhattan Plaza. I actually stayed at Manhattan Plaza in New York for the audition. One of my diva sisters from Howard let me stay at her apartment so that I could audition, and I booked it. So Manhattan Plaza has a great significance to me. I walk past that building when I'm in New York all the time. And I'm like, oh, just one day, you know what I mean, kind of thing. And being on a Broadway national tour is just one step closer to being on Broadway, which is a dream that still I'm reaching for, to actually be in a Broadway theater in New York. I've done all the tours, I've done all the regional, all the concert stuff, all of that, but Broadway is still like, come here.
You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. The way you can capture a crowd, I mean, it's coming.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Now, first song that comes to mind when you're falling down the steps again.
I keep on falling.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Again.
Again. The first song that comes to mind when you're thinking about this cast.
When I think about this cast, Empire State. I think Empire State, because when I think about this cast, I really think about how good it feels to be backstage dancing right before I come out, when they go one hand in the air for the big city. Like, that's like, yeah, it's an anthem.
The Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
The song playing in your head during a late night main character walk home.
Oh, late night main character walk home. Interestingly enough, the first song that comes to my mind is You Don't Know My Name. Because when I come off that stage and take off all of the stuff, nobody recognizes me. I have to talk before somebody says, you were the teacher lady. And so You Don't Know My Name.
The song that describes your life right now.
Authors of Forever. Like, we are born on our own and we die on our own, and we're here to make meaning of what happens in between. That's my life.
Someone's going on their first date. What's the first song that comes to mind?
Unthinkable. Such a sexy song, such a anticipatory song of when you first get to know somebody and you don't really know, but you know there's something and you want to know. So yeah, Unthinkable.
The song you would select for the biggest comeback ever.
The biggest comeback. Probably Kaleidoscope.
Okay, yeah.
Because even though it's a discovery, by the time you get to that build up, it's like, I'm here, I'm back, let's go. Yeah, Kaleidoscope is a good song.
Beautiful scene in the show. Mine was like, I was like, this girl's on fire.
Oh yes, absolutely, for sure.
See, this is why I wanted to do, at first I was gonna cut back, I was like, maybe I don't ask these, but no, that's what, because my thought, I was like, man, she's killing it right now. This girl's on fire. Well, that's all I had for you. I really appreciate your time, and I mean, I was inspired, not just in the show, but just talking to you personally. It's very inspiring. I know you're gonna be there on Broadway And I'm going to
appreciate
be
that.
following you on social media. My wife and I will have to come up and see the show.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
you have good energy. So
Thank you. I appreciate that.
really
You
appreciate
too.
it. Make sure you all check out Hell's Kitchen at the Fabulous Fox. I'm going to list all the details in the caption. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.